Roller coasters. They go whoosh and do the loop-de-loop. Very fun indeed. But there are many coasters in the country that I think are greatly underappreciated. So today, I'm going to give you my personal list for the top 10 most underrated UK coasters. Hi, I'm Roller Coaster, and if you liked the video, please consider dropping a sub. With that out of the way, let's get on with the list. At number 10 we have Infusion at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, everyone's favourite blue roller coaster. Now I know it's a bit rough, but I think it's really fun too. The first drop's so intense and it goes straight into that weird loop thingy. I'm an expert on the terminology, trust. It's just so good and fun, and for a ride that's nearly 30 years old, I think it's brilliant and does not deserve a lot of the hate it gets. At number 9 we have the Rattlesnake at Chesington. Okay, so hear me out. Yes, I know it's just a basic wild mouse coaster and it's a little bit painful when it breaks. Okay, it's very painful when it breaks, but wild mouse coasters are iconic, and the Rattlesnake is clearly the best one still going. The theming is incredible and the drops are just so exhilarating, I can't help but love it. And it gets a lot of hate out there. It needs to be loved. At number 8 we have Spinball Whizzer at Alton Towers. Now this is such an unappreciated ride. Just because it's not some big coaster, everyone seems to forget this ride exists. Spinball is a very unique and solid family coaster that's different every time you go and ride it. And it's a great way to break up the day at Alton Towers, and it would be a real tragedy if they got rid of it. At number 7 we have Kumali at Flamingo Land. Now this ride is awesome, and it's the flagship attraction of a highly underrated park. The way you graze the ground after that first drop followed by the intense loop and cobra roll is just incredible. And more people need to be hyping up this inverted coaster, as I feel Vampire gets more respect than this iconic beast. At number 6 we have Avalanche at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, the UK's only bobsled coaster. Need I say more? I know it's very short and rather repetitive, but I've never experienced anything else like it in my life. Going on a roller coaster that has no proper track is so exciting, and whilst it's certainly not the best coaster in the country, I think we're all glad that it's here and we have the chance to experience such a fun and unique ride. At number 5 we have the Odyssey at Fantasy Island. If you couldn't tell already, I'm a fan of inverted coasters, and out of all the ones we have in the UK, this one is certainly the most underrated. This ride is currently the 3rd largest in Britain, and I, as a lifelong theme park enthusiast, only found out about it this year. Its track layout is very thrilling, and whilst it's no nemesis, it is clearly one of the best inverted coasters we have here, and it needs a lot more love. At number 4 we have Rage at Adventure Island. Whilst only a short ride, lasting about 40 seconds from the top of the lift hill, this ride really packs a punch. We all know it's not as good as Soar at Thorpe Park. This ride is really intense. When you go down that drop into the loop, it's just so exciting, and I think it tops a lot of the major rides in the UK. And I feel if Adventure Island was just a little bit more popular, a lot more people would be talking about this ride. At number 3 we have Megaphobia at Oakwood. This is definitely the most underrated wooden coaster in the entire country. The first drop is phenomenal and it has some really great airtime hills. I know it's very rickety, but that's what makes a wooden coaster so great in my opinion. Honestly, if Oakwood just invested a little more in the park and put in some other big rides, I think Megaphobia could easily become appreciated as one of the UK's best coasters. At number 2 we have the Millennium at Fantasy Island. Much like the Odyssey, this coaster is massive, being the country's 4th biggest. However, due to it being the smaller of the 2 major Fantasy Island coasters, this ride gets underrated even more. It's a smooth Vekoma, and how rare is that? It has 2 amazing loops and some really great twists and turns. A truly underrated classic. Finally, at number 1 we have Wipeout at Pleasurewood Hills. This ride is iconic to say the least. The ride is a former missile from the classic American Adventure theme park, and I think people need to know it's still in business. With a total of 6 inversions, if you count forward and backwards, this thrilling boomerang coaster should be on all UK thrill seekers lists, as not only is it an amazing ride, but also a living piece of theme park history. Well, that's it guys, that's my list. Hopefully I dropped enough hot takes to keep you warm this winter, and if you have your own list, please let me know in the comments and I'll rate it out of 10. Also, if we reach 100 subs by the end of the year, I'll go to Pleasurewood Hills and do a vlog there. So, until next time guys, have a good one.